do they get up and leave? Why do they get up and leave? Tell you they love you, then get up and leave.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the episode of the NBA Recap. Yes, sir, back doing another video, back doing another episode. And today we're going to talk about the All-Star draft that happened. And we're going to talk about some of the games that went on yesterday. I didn't really tune in to that many games yesterday because I ain't got to be on an All-Star break too, low-key. But there are some games. I'm not going to go into depth on all of them. I'm mainly going to talk about the games that went on the day before because I missed the video the day before. But, yeah, we're going to talk about the marquee games of the day before and some of the games that went on yesterday. So, first, we're going to talk about the All-Star draft. Team LeBron versus Team Durant in the All-Star game. I don't know why it's not Team Kevin. I guess for some reason. But hey, they had the All-Star draft. You know, they're pretty good draftees. It's gonna be a really good All-Star game at the end of the day, man. Got some nice guys. You know how LeBron is strategic. You know how Durant is strategic with having their picks. Remember the Utah Jazz slander? If y'all watched it, man, hilarious. So first we're gonna talk about Team LeBron. So LeBron first drafted Giannis. He drafted Steph Curry, Luka, and Nikola Jokic. So that's starting five. LeBron, Giannis, Steph Curry, Luka, and Nikola Jokic. I like this. We've never seen Steph Curry and LeBron James play together, which is a really interesting thing to watch. So I definitely will be watching for that. And yeah, it's gonna be a pretty interesting game. And please don't mind the bleach stain that I have right here. Like, just don't look at it. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty interesting game. For the reserves that he drafted Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, Domantas Sabonis, Ben Simmons, and Rudy Gobert. The reserves are pretty okay. I think I don't think he wanted to draft Rudy Gobert because he was like last, so it's kind of funny. So, but I like the rest of this, man. You got two sharpshooters in Dame Lillard and Steph Curry, man. Crazy. It's gonna be a crazy game. Obviously, you got to go with Ben Simmons. CP3's on there. So yeah, nice game. Nice little draft for him. I don't know who's really gonna win this. I don't really know who's gonna win this. Usually it's always LeBron, but hey, things can change in a year. Team Durant, Kevin Durant drafted like some pretty good players, obviously, but he drafted Bradley Beal, Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi, and Jason Tatum. So this is a pretty good team. Obviously, Kevin Durant's not playing, so starting five will be Bradley Beal, Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi, and Jason Tatum. So obviously he's not gonna play in this game, but it's a pretty good starting five. Um, After all, it is the All-Star game, so good things are gonna happen for this team. Very flashy. For the reserves, you have Devin Booker, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle, Nikola Vucevic, and Zion Williamson. Yeah, a lot more front court than we're used to, man. Because I feel like you're gonna see a lot more dunks from this team. Um, Obviously you got James Harden coming off your bench, so it's crazy. It's crazy how he turned to just a he turned from strictly to a scorer to a facilitator, which is ridiculous from James Harden. I like how he's just like such a dynamic player. Now you're putting him on the reserves, man. Crazy. For some reason, they have not revealed the jerseys. I saw there was a leak of the jerseys, man, and them Jones look kind of gross. I'm not even going cap, but I don't know. It really depends. I don't know if they're really gonna have those jerseys, but at the end of the day, who knows? The NBA, they're kind of putting this on the fly. So hey, you don't know what's gonna happen. So without further ado, let's get into some of these games. Now I'm just gonna do a quick briefing on some of the games. You know, the Celtics beat the Raptors, man. Jason Tatum had a really nice all around game. I know Kyle Lowry had a great 19 assist game. I think he tied the franchise record. He tied the franchise record. So yeah, it was just a loss for the Raptors, man. Sucks. It happens. Pascal Siakam, I believe, is still on contact tracing or has the virus. I don't really know. The Wizards beat the Clippers, man. No PG. Bradley Beal and Russ kind of took over, and Russ got that clutch offensive rebound. And for the Clippers, man, it sucks. They're now thrust back to the fourth seed, but it happens, man. I think Kawhi had a decent game, but yeah, it happens. Wins or lose, you win or lose. The Knicks beat the Pistons, man. No Jeremy Grant. I didn't really turn in this game. I know Julius Randle had pretty much the same stat line that he always has: 20 plus points, 10 plus rebounds, and 5 plus assists. That's always his stat line. Um, like I said, Pistons, man, not really. Just another year, another year for them. I know they bought out Blake Griffin, so I'm very curious where he's gonna go. So they're trying to buy out Blake Griffin. I know they're about to, so I'm very curious where he's gonna go. The Bucks beat the Grizzlies, man. Drew Holiday had a game winner with like 2 plus seconds on the clock, man. It was a game where kind of back and forth. I thought the Bucks were gonna lose this game because the Grizzlies seemed like they were trying like getting the victory. John Morant had that go-ahead layup, but then Drew Holiday came back and hit that mean step back mid range on Dylan Brooks. So yeah, good game for them. They won. It's always good to go into the All Star break with a win. You know, saying get a load off, but also get to play a nice game in the All Star game. The Nuggets beat the Pacers, man. Does the Nuggets have a big three, man? Man, Michael Porter Jr., Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray each had 20 plus points, man. If they can do that on any given night, the league is in freaking trouble, bro. If they can do that, it's a pretty. They're gonna climb up in the seeding, man. I'm so confused on why they're the 7th seed. I don't know if they're 17 or 6 seed now, but man, the 7th seed is crazy. I know Sabonis had a weak triple double, 10, 10, 10, 10. That was like 5, but 10, 10, 10. Um, Miles Turner had a big game, man. But I want to talk about Malcolm Brogdon, man. Malcolm Brogdon, where are you, bro? It seems like you're not really having that many big games anymore. What's going on? You used to be a 50, 40, 90 guy. Now you're just on the court sometimes, man. Next thing we'll talk about is the Heat beat the Pelicans, man. No Bam, but Jimmy Butler always had a great game. There's no Zion for the other team for the Pelicans, but Brandon Ingram stepped up and did his thing. They lost by 10, but it happens. The Thunder beat the Spurs, man. Shea once again had a mean 30-point game. Isaiah Roby put on some good minutes. I saw some of his stats. I saw some of his highlights. And DeJounte Murray and DeMar DeRozan for the Spurs, man, they're still continuing to feast, continuing to do their thing. Next thing we'll talk about these Suns blow out the Warriors. No Steph, obviously, but you know, hey, that happened. It was one of the games I really did not tune in. I know that there were some interesting things that went on in the game, but at the same time, I did not watch the game too big. But hey, things happen, and you know you just gotta move on and get set with new games. I'm trying to look up Dame's final stat line before I talk about it because I know he had 40 plus points, but I want to know the exact points that he had. Okay, he had 42. He had 42. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is the Blazers beat the Kings, man. Damian Lillard took over once again. He had, like I just searched up, 42 points. I know he had like a win on his own 10-0 run. Ridiculous, man. This is just crazy. You know, Carmelo Anthony has some nice games. Had a nice game. I know is Luke Walton's job in trouble for the Kings, man. I personally want to see Luke Walton out because it's kind of getting ridiculous. I'm sick and tired of seeing this guy running these weird plays, and it's just so weird. All right, so we're gonna move on from that, but went to the games that went on the day before, where it was. I'm gonna talk about the marquee games that went on. So like the Jazz versus the 76ers, Nets versus the Rockets, and the Warriors and Blazers again. So the first game I want to talk about is the Jazz. The Jazz lost to the 76ers, man. Joel Embiid had a 40 and 19 game. Um, was this a game that thrusted Joel Embiid as the MVP frontrunner now? To me, no. And let me explain why, Sixer fans. Let me explain why, Sixer fans. I'm just saying that if this only proves to me that a healthy team can beat the Jazz. I'm not saying Joel Embiid did not take over this game, because he did. He was a terror on all different courts, on all different parts of the court. But did this thrust him into the MVP frontrunner? To me, no. Maybe to the average NBA fan, yes, because he had a big game against one of the hottest teams in the NBA. But I think just proves to me that this person proved to me that a healthy team can beat the Jazz. In my opinion, that's what's gonna happen for the Jazz. Man, this is just another game. I know. I know. What's his name? Donovan Mitchell was complaining because there were some questionable calls, which is true, man. Calls are ridiculous, man. The NBA needs to talk about these refs, man. The refs are doing some weird shit that's going on in the NBA. I don't know what's going on, but the refing is getting a little bit out of hand. Once again, this is a big game from Joel Embiid. I know Donovan Mitchell had 30 plus points, but he had it on like 30 plus shots, so not crazy impressive. But I don't. Jordan Clarkson didn't have the best game ever, so that's probably why they lost in overtime. So yeah, things happen. You just gotta move on, man. Going to the All Star break, man. I guess it's good to have. It's good to have a win before the All Star game. But hey, things happen. Next thing I want to talk about is the Nets beats the Rockets, man. This is a coming home game from James Harden, and you know what he did? He had a mean triple double. The Houston fans were actually, had took the, were decided to welcome him into Houston without actually crucifying this guy because he left them so bad. But hey, he did some good stuff for the past 8 years. James Harden did great things for Houston, man. So we shouldn't really follow him too much. I understand how he left was pretty ugly, and he probably should be accounted for. But hey, he still did great things. He still averaged what 30 points, 3 consecutive years. So he doesn't really need to be hated that much. But at the end of the day, it's still James Harden. It's still a weird way that he left. I didn't really like the way he left Houston, but at the same time, happens, man. Now he's on the Nets and probably a title contender. For the Rockets, man, I know Joel Wall had a pretty good game. This just they're just bad. At the end of the day, they're just missing Christian Wood. At the end of the day, so yeah, bad game. I think they lost like what 13 straight, 12 straight. I don't really remember. So yeah, bad game for them. The next thing we'll talk about is some of the marquee games I saw. Um, Lakers beat the Kings, man. There was no LeBron this game, so congrats, Laker fans. You got LeBron to take a day off. Um, the Kings, man. I really wanted the Kings to lose this game because I wanted Luke Walton out. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I wanted Luke Walton out. So there are some things that happened. I know Montrezl Harrell went up for an and one, and he said and he yelled and one. He got tech for that for some reason. I don't know. I know there was some questionable stuff with Buddy Hield. They ruled it as a three, but he actually stepped on the line. So it's actually a two. So it made it cost the Lakers this game. It kind of went down to the wire. But yeah, the next thing we'll talk about the Warriors beat the Blazers, man. This is a game where Steph Curry was going off, but Dame time, man, he didn't really have a great game, but he did have those clutch daggers at the end of the game, man. Dame Lillard, man, should he be in the MVP conversation? Who knows, man? He's still taking off these games, man. Without CJ McCollum, without Yusuf Nurkic, man. In my opinion, he should be a top 3 candidate for MVP. It's Joel Embiid, LeBron, and Dame, in my opinion. Um, obviously great games all around. This game, I know I should have filmed this. I know I should have filmed this day, but obviously I had some stuff going on, so I could not film. But I filmed it again. I went over some of the top teams, man. So you better like me. You better like this video because of that. All right. So, for as far as like the slate of games, man, it was a pretty good slate of games. I really liked how the teams are like just trying to ease their way into the All Star line. I know LeBron James took a break. I know a lot of star players that were in the All Star game took a break for the before the All Star weekend. So, you know, I just can't wait for the second half of the season, man. Definitely, we're obviously gonna keep filming during the All Star break. I got some things I want to talk about. I think we're gonna talk about the teams at the halfway point, maybe the top teams in the playoff spots, where they are in the half point, where they are at the half point, and compare them what they're gonna do in the second half. So it's gonna be a pretty good series, man. I'm really excited for it. And yeah, let me know in the comments if you agree with anything. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please turn on your post notifications so you know when I post. Please tell your friends about this channel, man. I've been filming, I've been grinding. I've only missed 2 days. I've been posting. This is my 12th video. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And please let me know in the comments what is going on. And yeah, as always, we out. Peace.